Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, I'll show you how to create this design over here where we have this animated border for this card using HTML and CSS. So let's get started. Right here, I have created this folder called Animated Card and I just opened it with VS Code. Now let's create the necessary files. So let's create a new file called index.html. And let's create another file called style.css. Right, let's start with the index.html file. Now in VS Code, you can just type exclamation and press tab and you'll have this basic HTML5 code. And let's link our CSS file over here. And now let's start with the markup of our design. So the first thing we will do is we'll just create a division with the class of animated card. Now in this we need to have another division for this black color over here. So this main division over here with the class of animated card is where we have this border animation being displayed, and inside that we have this card. So for that we'll just create a division with the class of inner, and let's add some text over here. I'll just type card. You can add any content you want over here. Alright, so that's basically it with the HTML of our design. So let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So if you have this extension called Live Server installed in VS Code, you can just right click over here in the HTML file and click on Open with Live Server. And here we can see we have our content displayed in the browser. Now let's go ahead and start styling this. So let's go to the style.css file. And first of all, let's target the animated card division. So we have this division with the class of animated card. So let's tap .animated card. And let's set the height of the element to 300 pixels and let's set the width to 200 pixels. And let's add a background color of 1998FF. And here we have this card. So this is the basic background color that we have. And on top of that, we have this animated border. Now let's bring this to the center. So I'll just target the body and let's set the display to grid and place items to center. And let's also set the height of the body to 100 viewport height, and let's remove the default margin. And now we can see that the card is in the exact center. Right now we need to bring everything to the center of the screen. So let's type display of flex, align items to the center and justify content to the center. And let's set the color of all the text to white. Right now let's create the animated element. So for that we will use the before selector. So let's go ahead and type animated card : before. And for the content, I'll just type blank. And now we need to position this before element relative to this animated card. So here let's type position relative. And here we need to type position absolute. And let's set the height to 400 pixels and the width to 400 pixels as well. So we need to have the width and the height greater than this animated card over here. Right now the next thing we need to do is we need to add a background, and we need to set it to background image conic gradient. And here we need to pass 4 values, and the first 3 values should be transparent. And the last value will be the color that we want. So we will have this color with a code of 74FF51. So this is how this element looks. So if you go ahead and add any color over here, for example, if I type red over here, we can see that we have red displayed over here. And we don't want any of these colors displayed. We just want one color displayed over here. So we need to add transparent over here. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to animate this. So we need to rotate this element. So for that, let's create a keyframe. So let's tap add keyframes and let's call it rotate. And we will rotate from the default position to 360 degrees. So let's tap transform, rotate Z, and for the angle, I'll just type 360 degrees. And let's add the animation over here for the animated card before. So let's type animation, rotate, and let's set the duration to 5 seconds. And for the easing function, I'll just type linear. And we need to run it for infinite amount of time. So let's type infinite over here. And now we can see that this element is rotating. So the animation is working. Now the next thing we need to do is we need to display just part of this element so that we have this type of effect. So for that, we need to go ahead and set overflow to hidden for this animated card so that anything outside this card will not be visible. And now we can see that we have this type of effect. Now we need to add the inner element so that we have just this border displayed. So let's go back, and here we have this division with the class of inner. So let's type animated card inner, and let's set the position to absolute. And we need to set the height and width a little lower than the animated card. So for the animated card, we have a height of 300 pixels and a width of 200 pixels. So here, let's set the height to 280 pixels and the width to 180 pixels. So we have 20 pixels less. And let's set the background color to a dark color. And let's add a border radius of 10 pixels. And now we can see we have this inner element over here. Let's also bring this text to the center. So let's tap display of flex, align items to the center, justify content to the center. And let's set the font size to 18 pixels, and let's set the font family to Roboto. And now if you go back here, we can see this is how this looks. So this is how you can create this animated border for this card using HTML and CSS. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.